I know some of these guys are up here for 3 versus 3, but that's obviously just a different dynamic from what we're going to be seeing in the 5 versus 5 world.
5 to 3. That baseball score. I think we were through the first couple of minutes. The dirt Rounders. Saucy top of the key gets it back out to Sam. Top of the shot clock. Saucy with another rebound. We got the whistle. They're going to get that out here first.
Right now, it's just the timing coming out from the guards. There's been a lot of earlys and lates where really everybody out there on the floor, but just not being able to find a consistent green window just yet coming from both sides.
Zap. Little shot from the baseline. Let's check it with Indians.
What's going on, Scott? It's been a great matchup here between these two teams. Obviously, both of them rematched from the finals as well. It's also the first time Famous has brought back the check game and the championship since season 1 as well. But you've got one Saucy gone back and forth trash talking. Little low scoring affair. Expect a little bit more points on the board when you got Beast Move and Radiant on both of these teams.
Radiant comes in nearly 21 points a game, and there's a green from the outside.
There's just no way that we go like 4 quarters of seeing this low score.
Remember, this is a best of 3 as well. Opening game of the championships here in 5v5. Not had any teams repeat this season. That 3 gets answered 8 apiece. Every winner we've had, whether it's 5v5 or 3v3, has been a different team since the start of the season.
We always say that every single year that goes by with the league, right, it just continues to get more and more competitive. Yeah, the best way to sum it up, I think last year going into the championships, we kind of sat there and loved, okay, the Wizards are more like the favorite. I genuinely don't know which way to call it. Really got us both sides with the potential.
And that's blocked from behind. Snap on the right side now. They trail by 2. Opening move up and down. And clock to the 30.
That's up from the future clubs there. Mix in with the flare up too.
A couple steals, and now he hits a 3. Top producing team here at the Nba2k League tells us it was July 15th. Last time these two teams played practice live. Been a while.
I got 1 or 2 more great years.
Up 1 now after that 3 by Future Clutch. And another green. This time it's Sav. He got a little run here. Sticky when they get it going. Cuts it to 2. 3.9 left here in the first. They go ahead. Clutch on the baseline. Trying to use the window. And it wouldn't fall. At the end of the watch, we got a 2-point game. 14-12 in favor of Miami. Let's go up to Autumn.
Saucy looking real big on the boards down there, grabbing down 4 in total. And we wondered, what's Saucy's favorite sauce? We found that out and more when he sat in the hot seat for the Nba2k League behind the screen.
Sauce. You're going rapid fire, right? Knowledge is pouring. Just pouring sauce right now.
Gotta do the hot sauce.
One, is it sauce or saucy?
Sauce.
What is your favorite kind of sauce?
I love it.
When did you start playing 2K?
Shot
Shot slide or electric slide?
electric.
Who's your funniest teammate?
Gotta be Detroit. That's a good thing.
Is Famous more funny or serious?
Definitely more fun.
Catch flights or floats?
I catch flights.
Favorite pre-game meal?
I have to eat eggs.
Forgot favorite post-game meal.
I'm not gonna lie, I can eat eggs all day long. I like the electric, but I love it too much. It makes my eyes turn red. So the only thing that is I think red eyes are good things.
Sauce? Thanks so much.
The sacrifice for some eggs, you guys. I love it. All right, watch the full episode of NBA 2K League behind the screens with Saucy on our YouTube channel.
so far we've been seeing offensively, it has been the Heat getting a lot more of those open opportunities, but credit to them too, just really taking their time in any situation. You saw us set there with a gun trying to take over the fourth corner, and then finally being able to catch them off guard there in rotation.
Almost in low to the line first. David Sapp starting to hit his shots and make reads. It's going to be very dangerous.
Yeah, I guess, after that point, it's just going to be looking over towards the turnover. We haven't really been seeing that defensive impact kick in so far here for the Knicks, where you see for the Heat, they've got a couple of those. You mentioned the future clutch two skills they have in that first quarter. Dietrich had one to his name as well. He's going to try to capitalize and try to get some more separation. Nice stuff.
Nothing changed his last 3 shots.
I'm telling you, there's this thing. As soon as you figure out how to do the hockey slide consistently, that is where Sapp's scoring really starting to pick up. Every time he goes down, he moves into the big ranger of hockey. He's always hitting that move.
Los Angeles Thunder is starting to keep the pace. He's only got those 3 points. He's really taking a lot of shots.
There's been a lot of going on.
Missing on the alley-oop. Gotta get that out. Get that on the stick. That'll leave a second. Knicks trail by 5. He's starting to pick up the scoring. That's because of Sapp. That's good. Sapp working against Malik. Shoots a late. Saucy with the board out to Dietrich. Thought about it. Nearly turned it over. Shot clock winding down. Clutch gets blocked. Up ahead of Malik. It's smartly. He'll finish it off with a dunk. Let's head up top. Section 400. My guy Harris.
Hey, Scott, well, the rating Malik deal hasn't quite heated up yet in this series, but I'm sure it will, because you go back to the seed week, which is really the only time we've seen this Knicks gaming duo play so far. They were both fantastic, rated especially 21 points to go along with 8 assists, but also a huge uptick in his 3-point percentage, up to 51% so far in Knicks gaming. Why is that? Well, you see him already in this game. A lot of the time, rating is going up against the off-ball defender, whether it's a shooting guard or maybe the opposing power forward. You never really see him go up against a lock anymore. That player is still on the league. Who is playing flat. His 3-point percentage has only been about 39% since Brady made the move to New York. So this duo is going to hit their stride eventually, but so far, he's been doing a great job to keep them moving.
22-16. We have a timeout here with 3:46 to go in this first half. I always say it's the team that wins the second game of the best of 3. Okay. But I still believe that opening game of the series, whether it's 3, 5, or 7 games, is also important.
Go out there and set the tone first. That's how I feel like that I would want it. Like you have a cushion just in case. But yeah, that first game, that's the best of 3 especially.
Right on the green.
This is what's so scary too, is that you can't just kind of play it exactly the way that Harrison's bringing up. Somebody's going to be attacking the shooting guard on the other side. It's a matter of, is it going to be Blake, or is it going to be Brady? Are you going to run some sort of play, some traffic to go through to be able to make that happen for you? So they should have no issue, really, right, from what we see from really with Brady and
back from the youngster. Huge clutch in his second season. Played with Orlando, who plays a little later on tonight. They face Jin Chi. Tigers face one of the hottest teams in the league. There's a lot of good matchups in these opening series, but I tell you what, Bucks, Mavericks, storylines. I can't do it. I'm not gonna spoil it. Look at these screens. Falling in from everywhere. We got a 2-point game. Again, same side corner 3 to the sharp. That's a breakdown for Miami. Final second. Knicks gaming, Heat gaming. Remember the Knicks took that championship in the first season, and hey, the players are all gone. They're all on different teams doing all the things, but Famous and Kyle Rudy are going to face up once again.
You took the words out of my mouth. Like, the players might be gone, but you still have the two guys that have been here right from the start, going from season one. So it's always cool when you see this put together because of us living in that moment, being there in New York, seeing the first ever champion crown. It's just a change of this time. We can see it's a first round matchup instead.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly we've come a long way in the last 5 years. This team from South Beach, they got some guys you really can catch fire, and especially when you get to kind of these big moments. I'm talking about that guy right there, B-Smooth. Will you get a postseason B-Smooth tonight?
We're kind of hoping, right? I feel like the best performance that we've kind of seen from him. He was around here for the tip-off when he was going crazy. He's just one of those guys that once you start to get him on the stage, that's where you're going to get the best version of him. So that's just something you have to keep an eye on. And we've talked about Sav's improvements going from about midway point of the season going in forward. For me, I'm just kind of wondering, right, because the last time we've seen these teams, it's been a lot of 3 versus 3, not as much 5 versus 5, where Sav has kind of been bouncing around with those positions, but I think he'll be fine going in here for your chicken.
The Lakers got to have a big game. The shooting guards are certainly going to be on display here. But you kind of look at some of those defensive guys. Both these teams really have great defensive front courts. If they can get some stops and then the scorers can turn those turnovers into points, that's probably who's going to win this match.
I think all eyes are just for like this matchup specifically, right? This is the era of you have the point guard and you have a secondary ball game. You've seen 76 and GC had the success with Trey and 630. When you're looking at this game, you're looking at one of the most decorated, most storied point guards that we've ever had in the league in Radiant, and one of the top shooting guards in the league. This should be a team that they can rely a little bit on their defense. They should be able to pull through and make a deep run going for these playoffs.
Well, these teams have made some moves over the years, but look at now these Knicks game team, number 2 in opponents' points per game. They have played some close games, but they've really kind of hung their hat on defense.
Yeah, you never really had to question that. I think over towards the beginning of the season, a little 50-50 at times. There was a lot of situations, right, where with Glow being in the pick and roll, people kind of gave him the critique of, hey, he's not stepping up as much. Maybe you put Carey into the fold as well. Then for the Heat, you remember
Bats it away again. Smooth off the Sav. The next retreat once again. That's 2 turnovers. That clutch is caused, but they've been unable to turn it into points on the break.
Giving us a phenomenal job at being able to get back, and that's what you like to see early, trying to slow down the fast break game without any means possible. I thought there might be some fireworks if we got the first there, about halfway through the first quarter, we got a total of 5 points.
First 3 minutes, maybe a little nerves, maybe a little rust. Champs of season 5. Just a few days ago. Some of these teams, it's been a while since they've laced it up on the stage 5-5. Most of these teams that you'll see work in the ticket, that's a great shot.
Yeah, that was what I was going to bring up, right? You're not in that ticket tournament. You have to go through the full week of the 3v3 championships for now to get to 5v5, so you don't have the stage feel. You've been getting a lot of practice.
Blocked by Glow. And we get a timeout, but you're right. I don't know the exact date, but it feels like it's been a month for some of these teams since the last time they've done 5v5.
Yeah, it's getting real close to around the territory, right? Yeah, it's closed out with the 3v3 seed week, so going forward. So there's definitely, I feel like that runs, right? Just getting the stage presence. I know some of these guys were up here for 3 versus 3, but that's obviously just a different dynamic from what we're going to be seeing in a 5 versus 5.
5-3 on the baseball score. First couple of minutes. Third rounders. Saucy Tommy McKee gets it back out to Sam. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Won't go to Saucy with another rebound. We got a whistle. They're going to get on care of them.
Right now, it's just timing coming out from the guards. I mean, there's been a lot of earlys and lates. We have really everybody out there on the court, but just not being able to find a consistent green window just yet coming from both sides.
Sav. Little shot from the baseline. Let's check in with Indians.
What's going on, Scott? It's been a great matchup here between these 2 teams. Obviously, both those rematches from the finals as well. It's also the first time Famous has brought back the check game in the championship since season 1 as well. But you've got Glow and Saucy going back and forth trash talking. Little low scoring affair. Expect a little bit more points on the board where you got Beast Move and Radiant on both of these teams.
Radiant comes in averaging nearly 21 points a game, and there's a green from the outside.
There's just no way that we go like 4 quarters of seeing this low.
Remember, this is a best of 3 as well. In game on the championship, 5v5. Not had any teams repeat this season. That 3 gives the answer to 8 apiece. Every winner we've had, whether it's 5v5 or 3v3, has been a different team since the start of the season.
We always say that every single year that goes by with the league, right, it just continues to get more and more competitive. And the best way to sum it up, I think last year going into the championships, we kind of sat there and thought, okay, the Wizards are more likely the favorite. I genuinely don't know which way to call it. Really got both sides.
And that's blocked from behind. Working on the right side now. They trail by 2. Open quarter winding down. And clocked with a 3.
Decks out from the reach clutch there. Mix it with a flare up too.
Couple steals. Now he hits a 3. Producing team here at the Nba2k22 League tells us that last time these 2 teams played that. It's been a while. Up 1 now after that 3 by Future Clutch. And another green. This time it's Sav. Heat on a little run here. Sticky will get it going. player series.
Definitely more fun.
Catch flights or feelings.
I catch flights.
Favorite pre-game meal.
Absence, hey.
What about favorite post-game meals? Is it dinner?
and check-in back in, your host, and we're about to tip off our first series of the night. We have the number 5 Heat about to take on the number 4 Knicks, and it is the battle of the 2 top defenses in this league. I can't wait for it. And then also, it's a first-round finals rematch of season 1, and right after this, at 5:30, we're going to have Magic tipping off against Gen G. And then later in the night, we're going to have our Western Conference games. We are in for a very fun night, a special week overall. And you already know I got to hook up my 2K fam to start this thing off right. Bring out that prize cannon. You know what I'm about to do. It's a 2K League drop happening over in the chat right now. And the keyword this time, and as always, is champion. So go ahead and spam it up. And we'll pick one lucky winner from our League mod. So look out for that whisper from us. All right, y'all, let's get things going. We got Heat taking on the Knicks. So I'm going to get a courtside with Scott and Dirk.
Thanks so much, Autumn. Scott Cole, Dirk the Caster, Season 5, Year 5. We got to go all the way back to the Season 1 finals because that's the 2 teams we got going on right here. We got Knicks Gaming, Heat Gaming. Remember, the Knicks took that championship in the first season. And, hey, the players are all gone. They're all on different teams doing all the things. But Famous and Kyle Rudy are going to face off once again.
You took the words right out of my mouth. Like, the players might be gone, but you still have the 2 guys that have been here right from the start, going from Season 1. So it's always cool when you see this put together because of us living in that moment, being there in New York, seeing the first ever champion crown. But just a change up this time, we get to see as a first-round matchup instead.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly, we've come a long way in the last 5 years. This team from South Beach, they got some guys you are going to face off once again. Really can catch fire, and especially when you get to kind of these big moments. And I'm talking about that guy right there, B Smooth. Will you get a postseason B Smooth tonight?
We're kind of hoping, right? I feel like the best performance that we've kind of seen from him, I think it was when we were out here for the tip-off, is when he was going crazy. He's just one of those guys that once you start to get him on the stage, that's where you're going to get the best version of him. So that's just something you have to keep an eye on, and we've talked about Sav's improvements going from about midway point in the season going in forward. For me, I'm just kind of wondering, right, because the last time we've seen these teams, it's been a lot of 3 versus 3, not as much 5 versus 5, where Sav has kind of been bouncing around with those positions, but I think he'll be fine going in here for Heat check game.
Malik has got to have a big game. The shooting guards are certainly going to be on display here. But you kind of look at some of those defensive guys. Both these teams really have great defensive front courts. If they can get some stops and then the scorers can turn those turnovers into points, that's probably who's going to win this best.
I think all eyes are just for like this matchup specifically, right? This is the era of you have the point guard and you have a secondary ball handler. You've seen 76ers GC have the success with Dre and 630. When you're looking at Knicks game, you're looking at one of the most decorated, most storied point guards that we've ever had in the league in Radiant, and one of the top shooting guards in the league. This should be a team, if they can rely a little bit on their defense, they should be able to pull through and make a deep run going through these playoffs.
Well, these teams have made some moves over the years, but look at now these Knicks gaming team, number 2 in opponents' points per game. They have played some close games, but they've really kind of hung their hat on defense.
Yeah, you've never really had to question that. I think over towards the beginning of the season, little 50-50 at times. There was a lot of situations, right, where with Glow being in the pick and roll, people kind of gave him the critique of, hey, he's not stepping up as much. Maybe you put Carey into the fold as well. Then for the Heat, you remember the Heat were a phenomenal defensive team, but that slowly started to drift away. And when you have somebody like Brady, you have somebody like Malik, 2 guys that can go off at any given time, that's going to be the crazy thing for me, is because elite level players like this, they don't have bad series typically. They might have just 1 bad game, but it's going to be hard to catch them down twice.
We were talking about it before we jumped on the air. It's really anyone's championship here in 5v5. We started off New York and Miami. And the Knicks will start with it first. And a little early on the release, you see the starting lineups with Sam, B Smooth, Clutch, Dietrich, and Saucy. I think Dietrich, low-key, could have been Defensive Player of the Year. Kind of under the radar. Radiant, Malik, Stick, Carey, and Glow. That's who Knicks Gaming rolls out there. We're still looking for our opening score of the ball game. Hey, surprise, surprise.
There you go. We're one shooting guard on the other side early. The other one will end up greening it. But yeah, that's going to be kind of just a big question. It always sucks being when you're the rookie, you're at a power forward. People are like, oh, you should get some nod for Rookie of the Year. Not forward blocks. They're not going to get it.
People in the know. Yeah, but beyond that, you're not getting much love. 3-0 here early. There's future Clutch knocking it away. And they set up the half-court offense. Heat. Beast move, nice cut by Sav. Working out of the beast move. Can you have one of those beast move moments? Sav can't get it. Nice rebound there by Clutch. Had a lot of tournaments over these last few years. Beast move. He's had some big moments. One time he won the MVP. I believe that was is that the ticket down in Orlando?
It was a ticket down in Orlando, and the only reason I remember that is because we cut the show early without doing the award for the MVP, so we had to go back live and bring Beast Move back onto the stage.
And Glow able to get it to go. He's had a resurgence this season, and he says he gives a lot of credit to Moody, the assistant coach of the Knicks.
Moody's getting to old head territory, man. He's got a lot of wisdom in this game.
Sam. His original 102 certainly had some of his biggest moments pre-league. He was one of them. And Dietrich up, knocked away on the way up. That's a shot clock violation. That'll be a turnover. We told you both these teams have really good defense. Through the first 2 minutes, we've had 5 points.
Don't let the stats deceive you with the Heat. Like, I understand, like, if a team goes through these bad spells and all of a sudden they're, you know, this defense that we looked at as like a top 5 for a while, all of a sudden drifts away. And when this playoff intensity kicks in, that's the hardest part to try to make any sort of calls in this, because you have players who just naturally play better in this type of environment.
To me, Saucy seems like one of those players. He's got a different gear on the stage. Dietrich in the corner. No hesitation, releases it late though. Saucy with the offensive board. Gives it right back down to the big fella. He can't score.
Nobody wants to score.
Point blank. And Clutch knocks it away again. Smooth off the Sav. But the Knicks retreat once again. That's 2 turnovers. That Clutch has caused, but they've been unable to turn it into points on the break.
They've been doing a phenomenal job of being able to get back, and that's what you like to see early, trying to slow down the fast break game by any means possible. I thought that we might get some fireworks to kick out the first there. About halfway through the first quarter, we got a total of 5 points.
It's been a slow first 3 minutes. Maybe a little nerves, maybe a little rust. Pistons with 3v3 champs of season 5. Just a few days ago. For some of these teams, it's been a while since they've laced it up on the stage 5-5. Most of these teams that you see work in the ticket, but that's a great shot.
Yeah, that was one I was going to bring up, right? If you're not in that ticket tournament, you had to go through the full week of the 3v3 championships, or now to get to 5v5, so you don't have the stage feel. You've been getting a lot of practice.
Blocked by Glow, and we get a timeout, but you're right. I don't know the exact date, but it feels like it's been a month for some of these teams since the last time they've been on 5v5.
It's pushing it, yeah. It's getting real close to around the territory, right? Yeah, because we closed out with the 3v3 seed week, so going forward. So there's definitely, I feel like, that rust, right? Just getting the stage presence. I know some of these guys were up here for 3 versus 3, but that's obviously just a different dynamic from what we're going to be seeing in the 5 versus 5 world.
5-3. Got a baseball score through the first couple of minutes for Dirk Rounders. Saucy, top of the key, gets it back out to Sam. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Won't go. Saucy with another rebound, and we got a whistle. They're going to get that on carry. That'll be his first.
Right now, it's just the timing coming out from the guards. I mean, there's been a lot of earlies and lates coming from really everybody out there on the floor, but just not being able to find a consistent green window just yet coming from both sides.
Little shot from the baseline. Let's check in with Indian.
What's going on, Scott? It's been a great matchup here between these two teams. Obviously, both of them rematched from the finals as well, but it's also the first time Famous has brought back P-Check Gaming in the championship since season 1 as well. But you've got Glow and Saucy going back and forth, trash talking. Little low scoring affair. I expect a little bit more points on the board when you got Beast Move and Radiant on both of these teams.
Radiant comes in averaging nearly 21 points a game, and there's a green from the outside.
It'll pick up. There's just no way that we go for like 4 quarters of seeing this low score.
Remember, this is a best of 3 as well. Opening game of the championships here in 5v5. kind of had any teams repeat this season. That three gets answered 8 apiece. Every winner we've had, whether it's been 5v5 or 3v3, has been a different team since the start of the season.
We always say that every single year that goes by with the league, right, it just continues to get more and more competitive. And that's the best way to sum it up. I think last year going into the championships, we kind of sat there and thought, like, okay, the Wiz are more likely the favorite. I genuinely don't know which way to call it, really out of both sides for the potential to win.
And that's blocked from behind. Sav working on the right side now. They trail by 2. Opening quarter winding down. And clutch with a 3.
So Dex in, Dex out going for future clutch there. Mix it in with the flare up too.
Couple steals, and now he hits a 3. Top producing team here at the NBA 2K League tells us it was July 15th last time these two teams have played 5v5. Been a while. I was younger then.
I got one or two more gray hairs since then.
Up 1 now after that 3 by future clutch. And another green. This time it's Sav. Heat on a little run here. Stick able to get it go. Cuts it to 2. 3.9 left here in the first. They go ahead. Clutch on the baseline. Try to use the window. And it wouldn't fall. So at the end of the 1, we got a 2-point game. 14-12 in favor of Miami. Let's go up to Autumn.
Saucy looking real big on the boards down there, grabbing down 4 in total. And we wondered, what's Saucy's favorite sauce? We found that out and more when he sat in the hot seat for the NBA 2K League behind the screens.
What? Sauce. We're going rapid fire, right? Bottles just pouring sauce.
Gotta drink the hot sauce, you know what I'm saying?
Pouring. Is it sauce or saucy?
Sauce, sorry, yeah.
What is your favorite kind of
AI
sauce?
should have layup. That's about it.
When did you start playing 2K?
Get that bitch to me to like time.
Started putting hours in.
Cha-cha
Take
slide
score,
or
get that
electric
bitch to
slide?
me.
Ooh, electric slide.
Who's your funniest teammate?
You gotta be Dietrich.
AI.
Is famous more funny or serious?
Definitely more fun.
Catch flights or feelings?
Gotta catch flights.
Favorite pre-game meal?
I'd have to say some eggs.
What about
even out
favorite
here
post-game
for it,
meal?
bro.
Is it different?
I'm not gonna lie, I can eat some eggs all day, every day. I'm actually allergic, but I love them so much, I gotta eat them. I got to. It makes my eyes turn red. That's the only thing it does, so I'm like, hey, I'll take some red eyes for some good food.
Sauce, thanks so much.
Thank you, have a blessing.
The sacrifice for some eggs, you guys. I love it. All right, watch the full episode of NBA 2K League Behind the Screens with Saucy on our YouTube channel soon. We got second quarter action going down. Heat up by 2. Got to get it back to Scott and Dirk.
Thanks so much, Autumn. Two of my favorite people, Jeffrey Eisenband, a little bit of Saucy, and I'm in on the Polynesian sauce.
What I'm not in on is the eggs. I could go without eggs the rest of my life. I'd be a very happy man.
Another layer of dirt unfolded.
So eat them, but come on. Not worth the red eyes.
2-point lead for the Heat. Opening game this best of 3. Two teams that faced off in the Season 1 finals so long ago up in New York City. Sam trying to get a screen. To the corner to Dietrich. Beautiful basketball.
And I feel like when you're looking at both sides so far, we've been seeing offensively, it has been the Heat getting a lot more of those open opportunities, but credit to them too, just really taking their time at any situation. You saw a set there with a cut, trying to take over towards the corner, and then finally being able to catch them off guard there in the rotation. Never do.
That'll send Glow to the line. He'll make the first. Hey, but Sav starting to hit his shots and make reads. That can be very dangerous.
Yeah, I guess, after that point, it's just going to be looking over towards the turnovers, which you haven't really been seeing that defensive impact kick in so far here for the Knicks, where you see for the Heat, they've got a couple of those. You mentioned the future clutch 2 steals that they had in that first quarter. Dietrich had 1 to his name as well. Just got to try to capitalize to try to get some more separation.
Nice grab.
He's moving.
Well, he's drained his last 3 shots after scoring it.
I'm telling you, there's just like, as soon as he figured out how to do the Asta slide consistently, that is where Sad's scoring really started to pick up. And every time he goes down, he moves into the mid-ranger up top, he's always hitting that move.
Well, I'll say at this point, Radiant needs to start keeping pace. He's only got those 3 points. He hasn't really taken a lot of shots there. We talked about Radiant.
There's been a lot of going over towards Malik.
All right, what are we doing? Missing on the alley-oop. And then a good foul. Get that on his stick. That'll be his second. Knicks trail by 5. And he's starting to pick up the scoring. A lot of that's because of Sav. Ooh, scary. Sav working against Malik. Shoots a late. Saucy with the board out to Dietrich. Thought about it. Nearly turned it over. Shot clock winding down. Clutch gets blocked. Up ahead to Malik. And smartly, he'll finish it off with a dunk. Let's head up top. Section 400 with my guy Harris.
Hey, Scott, well, the Radiant Malik deal hasn't quite heated up yet in this series, but I'm sure it will, because you go back in the seed weeks, which is really the only time we've seen this Knicks gaming duo play so far. They were both fantastic. Radiant especially, 21 points to go along with 8 assists, but also a huge uptick in his three-point percentage, up to 51% so far in Knicks gaming. Why is that? Well, you see him already in this game. A lot of the time, Radiant is going up against the off-ball defender, whether it's a shooting guard or maybe the opposing power forward. You never really see him go up against a lock anymore. That player is still on Malik, which explains why his three-point percentage has only been about 39% since Radiant made the move to New York. So this duo is going to hit their stride eventually, but so far, Heatcheck's doing a great job of keeping them in check.
Yeah, no pun intended. Thanks so much, Harris. 22-16. We get a timeout here with 3:46 to go in this first half. They always say it's the team that wins the second game of the best of 3, you know, okay. But I still believe that that opening game of the series, whether it's 3, 5, or 7 games, is oh so important.
Yeah, just go out there, set the tone first. That's how I feel like that I would want it. You know, like you have a cushion just in case. But yeah, that first game, the best of 3 especially.
Radiant with the green.
See, but this is what's so scary too, is because you can just kind of play it exactly the way that Harris is bringing up. Like somebody's going to be attacking the shooting guard on the other side. It's a matter of, is it going to be Malik or is it going to be Radiant? Are you going to run some sort of play, some wraps to go through to be able to make that happen for you? So they should have no issue, really, right, from what we've seen from dribbling with Radiant and Malik, for them to score in these one-on-one scenarios.
22-19. Sav's already put up a ton of shots here in this first half. He puts another one up.
Yeah, this is a stat that we're going to be getting here for the championships. Things are going to be looking good for Miami.
He's green 4 of his last 5 shots from the field. Started off really slow. Malik steps into a green.
Things starting to pick up now. We were saying in that first quarter, no one could buy a bucket. Now, a lot of these open opportunities that they were getting in the early parts of the ball games, they're finally starting to find their timing.
Malik shooting close to 41% from downtown this season, and he brings the Knicks within 3. Sam, his pass to the corner. Dietrich steps in. I love it.
Oh, my goodness. Didn't want that, but you'll take it.
Not the animation, but he still greens it. Puts it back up 5. Coming up on 2:25 to go in this opening half. They throw the lob. And luckily, Glow was right there to clean up the mess, and Radiant gets the long 2.
I love the idea of going for the log, but you just see it just feels so slow now. Like the pass kind of drifts in the air to factor in like the dunk meter that goes in with it. We don't, if there's anybody in traffic, you're not finishing that ball.
And Malik just can't hit anything from distance. And we get a foul. Caught up with Carey and Glow and asked him, what's the vibe before these big games?
The vibes are good in the room. Everybody's motivated to win the championship. Everybody's also confident to win the championship. We all feel like we have a complete 5 on this team. We all feel like we are the best team in the championship. So it's just very confident, very urgent. Like we keep everybody accountable right now, and we're actually moving like a championship team right now. I'm very confident going in.
And the vibe is like, it's a sense of urgency because we know how good we are. And we just really want, everybody wants to win it, and we know we're more than capable of, so it's like an all or nothing type of thing.
It is all or nothing. Win or your season's over. At least it's not the ticket. You get it's a best of 3. You get another chance if you happen to slip up.
Past the best of ones in the 5v5 championships.
That would have made it exciting. That would have been crazy if we came out here with best of 1s. Too long of a season to decide it on just one game. Be smooth off to Saucy. Nice patience up and under.
See, and even then, when people starting to hit their shots, right, that just shows that the offense picking up on both sides to where the Heat, I mean, I feel like the Knicks were just going on this run, but it's just not being able to get as much separation as you would anticipate.
Radiant with 8 points.
Hold on, Zeus
Just
is
2
on the solo
assists
team?
here in the first half. Oh, he's got Glow down there if he wants him. Instead, he'll just screen a 3.
Okay, 2 on in, 2 I see.
Got one player out of the play, got another one to jump, and then the quick stop there, too. And now he's got that little smile on his face. When Radiant has that little smirk, yeah, you don't want to mess with it.
Zeus change his name? No,
Yeah, why not? For Battle Creek, Michigan. And there's an answer back from the youngster. Future clutch in his 2nd season. Played with Orlando, who plays a little later on tonight. They face Jin G. The Tigers facing one of the hottest teams in the league. There's a lot of good matchups in these opening series, but I'm telling you what, Bucks, Mavericks, the storylines, you got, I can't wait. I'm not going to spoil, but look at these screens. Falling in from everywhere. We got a 2-point game.
That's just not excusable. Again, same side corner 3 to the sharp.
Defensive breakdown for Miami. Final seconds. Be smooth. It's the half at the buzzer. And the Heat up 5, 37-32. Looking to see who's going to take this first game in our opening game of the championships here in the NBA 2K League.
Hit that from me. He had 1, and that's it. Can't tell when they're closing out, buddy? What's your camera view on? Hey. I got my shrimp out here, man. I ain't gonna use no D. Hey, you wanna play after this one though, bro? You pretty solid. I fuck with you. Nah, you ass for real. You can't score for real like that. Let me see some. On 2 people? Oh yeah, your decision making questionable, my boy. I can't just be running with anybody now. You know what I mean? Make better decisions, man. I'm trying to cook me. my belt, shit. You feeling guardy? You feeling power forwardy? You feeling locky? Whatever you want to call it. I'm on my cheesy potatoes. Ever since I've been watching the 2K League every night, I'm trying to get these cigs, dog. You feel me? I'm there. I see you. Alright, it's not funny, huh? Get your Boban looking up. Where you all going? Hey, all the way over there, some shit, yeah? Yeah, bring the guard out, bro.
What's up, 2K fam, and welcome back to the NBA 2K League 5v5 Championships. That's what it's all for right there, that finals trophy. And we already have our first series underway right now, and the Heat are up by 5 over the Knicks at the half, 37-32. I'm gonna bring in my guy Harris. And Harris, I mean, talk about the Heat really heating things up down the arc. 9 threes, and then you have Malik and Radiant starting to catch fire as well.
Yeah, I put this in the Twitch chat. 19 combined threes from both of those teams in the first half. That's just high-level basketball right there. I'm not surprised. I mean, you look at the backcourt we had, right? 2 original 102 members. Yeah, Malik, who was picked in the first round of Season 2, and Sam, who was picked in the first round of Season 3. These are 4 high-level, high-intensity guards.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
At least do something on D. Figured out how to get his open shots. He's been great on stage over the second half of the season. I'm not surprised that we're seeing this level of shot making. This is what we should expect out of these two teams.
Hey, I thought we were going to talk about the defense in this one. We are looking at 2 of the top defenses in this league. The Knicks holding that number 2 right there on our stats. But overall, Harris, we have more action to go. We have number 6, Magic, taking on number 3, Gen G. We mentioned that Rookie of the Year point guard showdown between Unguardable and Gallo.
Yeah, the one thing that's really been going against Gallo over the past couple months has been really Gen G's inability to win on stage, whether it was during the turn where they got first rounded, they got first rounded during the 3v3 still open as well. But you have to take this into consideration on them. Magic have been playing on stage for the last 2 full weeks. They're ready for this. They've been loaded up. They know what it's like to play on stage. I'm not saying Gen G hasn't, but you got Gallo, rookie point guard playing on stage. Returning DJ, rookie shooting guard playing on stage. Hezcap, rookie lock playing on stage as well. Like, this is a big, big moment for a lot of very young players. They have to accept the moment and not get overwhelmed by it, or Gen G might be out here quick.
Yeah, they will. As you mentioned, 3 rookies on this Gen G team looking to make some franchise history. And then also we have the ticket champs looking to make another Cinderella run in this one.
That's why you ain't got no friends now when you in here with the randoms, bro.
But we have another half to start for sure for Knicks and the Heat. So if you want to catch this Gen G and Magic game, you can head over to Command Center.
When you gonna make the change,
we're gonna get that one tipped off. But until then, let's get into Scott.
Be out here doing whatever.
So much Ottoman Harris as the second half.
Nobody gonna want to play with
about to get underway here between Miami and New York. The Heat are going to have the ball first, and Sam putting up 15 points in that first half, but Dirk, he needed a ton of shots.
Yeah, ice cold
to get it done. And he starts this opening half off with a miss.
You're a frosted flake out there, ain't you?
You're just going to have to trust me. He didn't make it.
Damn,
and you're also going to have to trust me that Malik hit a 3 on the other end. 37-35.
What you do though?
Malik starts the half off with a 3. Going back to my radio days there.
The 2 blocks.
As future clutch.
Yeah, man.
Really just an incredible young player, all-around player, kind of does it all.
Especially when they're just talking about the defensive side of things. I mean, he's consistent as they come from shooting from behind.
Where y'all at, man?
So he gets you the flukies. Like, he gets you the reach animation of steals that you want without being whistled for that many fouls.
Radiant with 11 points, but he only took 6 shots. He was very efficient in that first half as he feeds Globe. Third time of the contest, back to a 2-point game, and we got a whistle. We're going to get that on stick. That'll be his third.
Just wondering if we're going to end up seeing one of these 2 teams take off, because this has been the trend of the ball game, you know, floating around here from a 2-point lead to a 5-point lead. No one really able to take off, and I feel like it's just going to be on the defensive side of things. If either of these teams can start to get some of these stops, accumulate them, and go back on the other side, that's when we'll probably see it happen.
Yeah, biggest run we had was the Heat ran off 8 points, and that's how they got a little bit of a lead. It's been kind of back and forth. Nice little flash to the lane there by Beast Move, but he can't hit. Nick's coming back the other way, and we got a foul. Let's check in with India.
Radiant is the only person on that team that can beat us. That's the conversation, the heat check huddle after that half. But I'm not sure I can go ahead and agree with that because you've already had coming into the half Malik with 13 points. He started the quarter with a 3, and he's also in like the top 11 in terms of points per game. Him and Radiant are 9 and 10 with about 20.9. So Radiant may not be their only problem in this best-of-3 series.
I agree, India, as Malik hits another 3. Back-to-back threes for him to start the third. 2 minutes gone by. And if you missed the first quarter, that was a good thing because the first quarter was, but ever since the second quarter began, man, we've seen a lot of threes fall, a lot of greens.
It's good. It's always good to see the open looks start to fall down.
1 point game now. Knicks could take the lead. They feed Glow.
Their first lead, or it had to have been like, what, 5-2 maybe for them in that first? No, I think they were down, actually. I think it was 5-2 the other way.
Yeah, they had, I think they had the first bucket of the game. And then after that, they've been trailing. Glow having a great little season. Averages 12 points, 12 rebounds. Here's B Smooth. Get some space. And a good rebound there by Carey, who gets it up to Malik. And we got another foul. This time it's going to be B Smooth.
There's like a meta unlock at some point towards the end of the season where B Smooth will do that big behind the back. I've seen Unguardable do the same thing, and I don't know what that just was.
That's twice kind of on inbounds where Miami has looked lost and they've given up a 3.
Well, the mistake that Sav made there, right? You know that he's not going to be able to dribble anywhere else, so he'd have to go to the mid-range. So he's trying to play the bump steal, but he just left it sitting there without him making a move to where good awareness by Stick. He's like, dude, this is going to be open. Like, there's no chance you're going to get forward to contest this.
2-point lead for the Knicks. Back to Glow, and they're just, I guess, happy with just letting Glow go to work. Yeah, look at that. Mrs. C jumping in there, longtime fan. Control. I don't know who's, that's a good question, Mom. Control. I got no idea who's winning this whole thing. I don't make predictions anyway, but this one's probably the hardest season to figure out who's going to win this 5v5 championship.
I have 0 clue. Which is a really good thing to have that mindset and not be able to pick a direct winner going.